All right, everybody, welcome back from your fresh chill hop jams. We are back in our caster stations. Dakota, your play-by-play. We got Jack as your co-caster, Lacoste on your observer, and of course, Lord Grant Harris as your king. Our draft is underway for game number 2 of the Dire versus Team Leviathan. Let's get into it, gentlemen. The picks are already underway. It is Team Leviathan grabbing up a Nature's Prophet and now taking in the Nyx Assassin for themselves, while we have...
Oh, it's not.
Puck on.
Oh, it's the same 4 heroes, but
interrupting me.
The Dire had the Nyx Assassin. Sorry about that, Dakota. Go on.
No, I'm done now. Puck, Jakiro.
Puck and Jakiro being picked up by the Dire. That's pretty classic. Same thing we saw yesterday.
10 seconds remaining.
Nature's Prophet, Nyx Assassin.
5 seconds remaining.
Spirit Breaker is banned, but did not feel too much of a presence in the previous game from that Nature's Prophet. Had a good laning stage, but he did not have any kill potential with the rest of his team. You have Dazzle, Anti-Mage, you have a Bloodseeker, so you can't really kill anyone. Need to have more like a stun-based lineup. Yeah, this is Lacoste, your play-by-play, your commentator, and
you just took it upon yourself to just get in there and get that information out there, man. All right. I didn't want to stop you. No one here wanted to stop you. We were just ready to take it all in.
Sounds like a dispute that the king should settle.
No, he's doing great.
All right, and there it was said, the king's rule. King's
Lacoste
law.
is now the only one who can talk during this entire game.
Oh, shit.
No, this is...
Okay, no one wants that. God.
Well, okay, okay, guys, we're getting into the second pickups now, and things are getting a little different, so a nice little breath of fresh air to the meta. We got a Bounty Hunter popping out for the Dire, and Leviathan just go into the AA now. The AA is obviously feels like a pickup that's just more synergetic within what they want to do as a lineup. This isn't like kind of a counter pickup. They have Nyx Assassin who can set things up with Vendetta and the Ice Blast, Nature's Prophet to be able to get on the action globally. So this is a very, if we're asking Leviathan to be able to play their own game, draft their own game, it looks like they're trying to do so.
Yeah, last time they third picked AA, they fourth picked the CK. We'll see if they want to do it again. Obviously, it makes for a very strong, like, aggro tri-lane. Even with Nyx AA, you just, toss on those little icy fingers and you do a ton of damage really.
Chilly fingers, I believe, is what you...
chilly fingers. Or icy. Shout out to Gucci, man.
I'll go for some chili fingers right now. So Bounty Hunter is something that we've seen Peter and it. Remember, let's not underhype this right now.
We've seen Bounty Hunter. Jack.
Peter is back to drafting that. It's been a long time since we've seen. I mean, other than the last 2 games that they played with outside, it's been a long time since we've seen that. All right, like drafting in a competitive match. Okay. Bounty Hunter, they used to run some kind of like a vision draft, Beastmaster Bounty, like just being able to plant deep wards and just have vision all over the map. In this case, they're playing against the global strategy, but I expect the Bounty to fill those same roles.
I called it.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Jack.
Bounty Hunter, I don't think I remember seeing Bounty at all. I think Mouse was playing it a lot during the TI qualifiers. Maybe that's the reason why they did not qualify. I don't feel the hero is particularly strong. Might work here, though. AA, Nature's Prophet, especially for the Nature's Prophet, just have to be sure that there's no Bounty Hunter on you. You just need one guy to TP out. If Bounty Hunter is just scouting you, it's a pretty secure kill for the Dire.
Yeah, I think we actually saw it. Planet Odd played it a handful of times during the qualifiers, and like you
maybe
said,
that's why they did not qualify as well.
That's why they didn't qualify. Yeah. I know it's one of Misery's here that he actually enjoys roaming around on, though, and obviously Peter will be on the Jakiro, so Misery will have the Bounty Hunter, and that's one of those times Misery's probably like, yo, Pete, come on, dog, just hook me up, and then he does, and we'll see if it works.
This is a hero that you love to see the old wily vets play, because like the movements on this hero, like some people think there maybe isn't too much to it, but when you see someone like even back then like a Garter, or somebody play like a Bounty Hunter, how they moved. Even, was it Bone 7? Like, you could see the difference. They knew how to move so well. The vision, the deep vision that they get, especially if you want to see, where Nyx is beginning the rotations, where everyone's coming from. The track, obviously, for the Nyx, Nature's Prophet. There's a lot to be said for playing it in the competitive setting. So
and no chicken safe ever.
Bone 7 days, man. That guy was so damn good at one time. Like, he was the best, then he just fell off.
I don't know if I'm thinking of Pie or Bone on the bounty hunter. I'm getting them mixed up, but one
Probably.
of those guys.
Yes. So
Back to you, Dakota.
The
Yeah, well-
CK I find is still a bit interesting. Do you think it's a great pick here still? I mean, Grant's able to call it. It still goes along the lines that they're playing their own game. They're drafting their own game on what they want to do. But normally, you know, it's great when the enemy doesn't have a lot of ways to deal with illusions. Do we think the Dyer's lineup can deal with illusions? You have Sven Cleave, Jakiro, and Puck. I mean, can do
It's
some
more
out
than
spam.
enough.
Yeah, so I'm still a little nervous for Leviathan here. I'm happy to see that they're trying to play their own game, but at some point, you know, you could see that there's a lot of counter picks and just counterplay potential that could be out there.
Yeah, I think they just need to play a different they're going to have like the same draft they did last time. They just need to play differently, right? Like, this is exactly it. They need to win the game by 30 minutes for me to like see this. They need to win their tri-lane with everything and then just go forward and just get as many kills as they can by 20 minutes and try to push the base. Last time we saw BSJ just farm on Chaos Knight. This time, I know he's not the best tower hitter, but with these 5 heroes, you're just going to have to run over towers and kills. If not, Sven's just going to get farmed, and we've seen it in the past with VGJ. They may be losing a game, but you stack camps for Sven, Ritsu farms up, wins the game. I mean, it's going to be the same thing with Pycat. So what I'm saying is they don't win by 30 minutes, they lost.
All right.
Or maybe I'm wrong, and then BSJ just gets a blink, goes
Maybe
Chessie, and just
it's-
goes ham on the haters. I don't know.
Maybe it's Tidehunter time, or maybe even Enigma. I brought a shirt with Enigma saying "Wow" if Zai wants to play.
It's Beastmaster. Just like someone said. Was that you?
No.
That was Dakota, right? The Beastmaster Bounty Hunter? No, that was Jack.
I think
You guys all three sound the same.
Yeah, this is again the Vision combo we've seen. I saw them moment before. It would have been PPD and Universe
Yep.
on these heroes, and synergy obviously with the Jakiro as well. The attack speed. I'm a little bit worried for the Dire. I think more in this draft than the previous one, because if Sven, like, I feel like they might have issues with damage later on. They don't have a ton of. It's basically Sven, right, as like your core of dealing consistent damage as a scaling core. So that could get difficult later on as well.
But track gold, like, even then Puck even just, you know, gets up those items super quick. I think it's just how quickly they get track kills, and if they get enough, then, I mean, it doesn't matter. You have like an Ags on Puck at 30 minutes, and no one can move.
Yeah, but look at the Dire lineup. Once they, let's say, kill one of the heroes and with the track, they can just chase them down. They have so much mobility with the Warcry, Puck,
Yeah.
Blink Dagger, Beastmaster, Necro, Move Speed, Aura.
So looks like, who are we all thinking has the, who's favored right now? We're all saying the Dire. We think anyone Leviathan? I like Leviathan. I think they're going to be the
You
first
just
one
want
to
to
10
feel,
kills.
you always want to feel special.
Yeah, I did.
I think this could be a tougher game. I
I
think the
agree.
Dire's got a harder draft to execute. So yeah, I think it's nice that they're doing this. Like, I think this will be a test of like their coordination, and they're probably thinking that, you know, based on the last game, they have certain advantages. Maybe they're thinking skill level and stuff like that, and that'll help them execute this. So
They do this a lot every time. They do a late smoke into the jungle and get that first blood. It worked for them not last game, but yesterday they did the exact same thing, same spot.
They're coming prepared. BSJ bought up Dust. No Stout Shield though. He wants to get a first blood, buy that Stout Shield, get a rune. We'll have enough gold.
30
Man,
seconds
they
to
drew
battle.
out on the map, though, almost exactly where Leviathan may end up
there's gonna
rolling
be
through.
lane ward here from Misery. So
Once they see
most
like
likely.
nobody on the bottom half of this map, they got to know what's going on. So, and like you're talking about, Misery looking to go in pretty deep to get some good vision in the early game. We'll end up crossing paths with Sammy Boy on this one, but no first blood. Zai manages to just wiggle around through the trees and is not going to get spotted. So just wards
Ooh.
drop from both fronts.
Who's going to get it? Sammy boy.
Doesn't bother going for that. Should have tried to body block maybe Sammy Boy a bit, prevent him from getting to the.
Yeah, you could
get the block
keep
middle,
chopping
yeah.
at him. I mean, he does have the
Yeah.
Orb of Venom. Sammy Boy definitely doesn't want to trade with him.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
so-
he would do more damage, but he doesn't want to waste time.
Sammy
trading with
Boy
him.
has a poor man's shield.
Yeah.
Anticipating he's going to be bullied quite a bit here. CCNC just got off of a pretty good mid-puck game, so he's warmed up and ready to play now. And it is definitely going to be an aggro setup here from Leviathan up in the top lane, trying to make it as best as they can for BSJ. Zai's going to have to deal with the lane, but he's got the boar and the bird to help him watch things
That
out.
hawk just sees New Sham, wants to stun from the trees. Ain't happening.
No. Might even try to just bait out the stun, force him to miss it or something. Bottom lane, we could see a possible approach as well. Misery is getting into action here. Jenkins in the lane alone, but if not careful, could be caught out in a stun. Dual Breath has already been leveled up from PPD, but he could decide to go for an early Ice Path so he can cancel out some attempted TPs and such out of the lane.
Yep. I think the biggest thing is going to be this middle lane. Puck's beating the Bloodseeker. Bloodseeker, you know, pops on that Q, can heal up, do a little bit extra damage. He should probably win this lane in the earlier phase. I mean, once Puck can just spam with Bottle and all that, it's going to be rougher for him, but...
Yeah, but the thing is, if Jenkins can keep those heroes low HP, Bloodseeker will win the lane because of the move speed advantage and the damage.
Yep.
Like, they have no heal this time. They have Misery 2 tangos left, PPD no regeneration left, so he's sitting on a 60% of HP. Half right now, so that's gonna be a big buff for the Bloodseeker.
Yep, so the Bloodseeker needs to definitely at least win. Bottom lane, they're going in finally. Looks like, nope, just more cries into nothing. And there we go, CCNC gets harassed down pretty hard here.
You need to have a lot of regen when you're playing against Bloodseeker, especially at the early levels.
Well, this is a rematch of last game's mid matchup, and we saw Sammy Boy kind of go for that first blood. Didn't get it, took a ton of tower damage, and then CCNC was able to kill him shortly after. A little different in terms of who's getting how much help this time, and you know, maybe a better start here for Sammy Boy as well.
Yeah.
Gears of Misery is going to rotate over to the mid lane now after already making an impression on the bottom and poking at Jenkins a bit. Not successful in any sort of early first blood, but it does look like he's going to continue to keep his attention this way.
I think the biggest thing top lane, right, is when they ran this aggressive tri-lane with the CK against Cole, they picked up the supports like 7 times, and right now it's just a solo Beastmaster up top, and he hasn't died yet, and he's still getting experience, so the Dire is super happy with that.
Misery back to the mid lane now. Sammy Boy eating some damage from CCNC, but Nushim is here. Misery strolls him from behind. They may have seen him. CCNC very close, but not going to be brought down. Jenkins suddenly shows up, TP's into the mid lane. PPD also shows up. They turn it on to Jenkins instead, and that's going to be your first blood.
Mashed potatoes.
And Zai also, though,
yeah,
is going to get dropped in the top lane. It looks like as that action breaks out, they know they have the opportunity to make a jump, a safe jump, onto the top lane.
Puck just needs to get that bottle. Bloodseeker, no regen left whatsoever. He needs to get.
Gotta be careful because there are stick charges on CCNC.
Drop the Nolt right in front of him to get the extra wand there.
I saw that. So what, was it just Jenkins kind of rotating into the party a little too late, a bit of a miscommunication?
Definitely miscommunicate. Like, he was the only one who wanted to commit to that. The other two had already ran uphill and ran back downhill, and he maybe could have hit the S button there, but went for it, and the problem was the bottle of Puck.
Yeah, PPD also
Sammy's Boy's got to be careful here.
Ooh, silenced. A few more right clicks could do it, but Nushim's there. Bails him out.
He has Verify ready if he wants to dive, try to juke.
He's nervous.
Radiant's
Should be.
tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
one death in the lane could be pretty over.
And once again, I mean, BSJ is leading the CS charts, but Pycat free farming again. Obviously, you're scared because Sven's always going to take ancient stacks and all that, while CK cannot do the same thing.
They are keeping Zai still at level 2.
Which is good.
As your solo safe lane / off lane role. That's a pretty good way to kind of keep him down.
Zai doesn't care. I guess he's just getting XP that he can try to farm jungle a little bit. I mean, it really does not matter if you hit 6 on BM at 6, 8, 10-minute mark. It's not that big of a deal.
You don't even think 10 minutes might be a little late?
Yeah, he's fine. If he's not feeding, he's fine. They just need to get level 6 on Bounty Hunter. That's when they make a move and come back into the game if they're behind.
Bounty had been flirting around the mid lane a bit more. Pressure onto Sammy, but still no bloodshed at that point. Zai's been farming his way through the jungle. You can see that Jenkins was doing the same. Just not really a safe place to be in now. The bottom lane with more levels onto the supports and like Jakiro and such. There's just too many tools for them to take advantage of just a solo little Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, and Peter, I mean, they're just sitting dual lane in the bottom, so Peter's getting plenty of levels. They can just push this tower down even level 4 when he gets level 2 liquid fire. It's It's going to be pretty hard for Leviathan to hold towers, but middle lane CCNC always has to be nervous. He has to... They need to make him time his phase shift. Like, they're stacking stuns as well as the silence instead of making him, like, commit to one of them.
I feel like Charlie Chaplin, actually, when I'm observer, trying to make a story without telling a single word.
No wonder no one wants to watch those.
You've had plenty of words to tell the story with.
And there we go.
There we go, nothing happens. Back to you, Dakota.
There was some fun wrestling down in the river, but yeah, like you said, no one's going to get in an armbar or anything, so everyone's fine right now.
Yeah, I do like the AA's using his chili fingers to just clear out the birds and the boars from Zai.
Yeah.
The birds and
Cold
the
feet
boars.
also works good at that too, though. I mean, you just see a bird fly by, whoop, hit it with a quick cold
BSJ
feet.
with a TP on the bottom, nice stun by Nyx Assassin. You go, Dakota.
Okay, I'm picking it up right now, and as I get the pullback here with the Rift, they're going to go for the right clicks on the Pycat. Pycat, though, gets off the stun, caught within a sprout.
Hitting the wrong tree.
They surround him, he can't find his way out, so they'll just burn him apart.
Mid lane.
Meanwhile, though, same time, it's CCNC who ends up going down to the hands of Sammy Boy this time.
Yep, because of the damage from bottom lane.
Yeah.
So helpful.
Had a TP ready, can't really TP out once the Sven is sitting on 10% HP.
And that's perfect.
Yeah, plus you have a bounty hunter who's missing 200 HP as well. That's actually a lot. When you're playing against a Bloodseeker, you need to have an Urn carrier and have Tranquil Boots on your supports.
Yeah.
Nusham the Stake here has been playing pretty well this game. He's connected on most of his stuns.
Yep.
Set up that nice gank bottom. And that's, again, another point of concern. The ease of execution, I would say, is clearly in favor of Leviathan. They have more of a brute force kind of lineup, and single core Sven, like you're talking about Bounty Hunter, right, as a weakness. The hero doesn't really do much in team fights later on. If you end up with basically a single core Sven, if you're not in a good position, I think it's pretty hard to play that and expect to end fights mid to late game.
Yeah, top lane.
Yep, Sprout, cold feet, but he quickly eats his way out.
I just thought of something, how to counter when you're playing a Furion and someone has a Quelling Blade. You just sprout him and buy a branch and then try to use it wherever you think he's gonna use the Quelling Blade on. That's like next level, but it can still work. Huh?
Seems like you might be spending a lot of gold.
Yeah, I mean, if you get even one kill, it's worth it, right?
Super style points, yeah.
And
imagine it being a GG branch too.
Yeah, and the psychological cost of someone being hemmed in by a GG branch that's planted after they cut their way out.
Plus, if you see a Furion TPing with 3 branches and you have a Quelling Blade, you might buy some more tangles for yourself.
I mean, Grant, let's be honest here. I think half of NA would just run down mid after they got styled on like that, right?
Yeah, that's probably true. I mean, they would have already been doing that before it happened, but
Game
it's
started.
worth the 50 gold. Lacoste, man, I can't wait to see it in our pubs.
Bottom. Orb out. They're trying to make a jump play onto Kenshiro here, but the return fire from BSJ gets a good shot onto Quinn. Jumps forward just barely. The stun's there. The Rift, the pullback, one more right click could do it, but the Ice Path comes out from PPD. Even though the coil's going to be dropped, it's not going to be enough to save little Puck. Puck goes down.
They should Reality Rift when you actually Chaos Strike. When you hit someone, there's a Dota tooltip missing. Fix that, please, Ice Frog.
Yeah, I like CCNC again looking a little rough around the edges, right? He got faked out once by BSJ, like faking the Chaos Bolt, and he instantly phase shift. That's definitely nerves. Like, you should be able to phase shift a Chaos Bolt in midair.
CCNC is too young to be nervous.
Oh, okay.
Dual breath.
No care in the world.
Sammy Boy, he's carrying a bit now because he's caught between 3. Ice Path, dual breath.
There's this tread shift.
He's trying.
Raindrop.
He's running.
Is there a shrine? There is.
Durable.
He is good.
He's fine. He's fine. He's running out. And oof. I don't know. Got to be a little concerned now for the Dire side a bit when you're eyeballing Misery on his Bounty Hunter and some of the kill potential at this point in the game that you thought they'd have.
10 minutes exactly. Changing to network draft.
Nice job.
Bottom
PPD.
lane.
He's done. Good cold feet setup right there from Leviathan with BSJ. What's happening on the other
Sammy
side?
Boy using nothing on that Puck, trying to kill him with the extra move speed.
Oh, he actually went up
Can he
there.
beat him
Whoa!
down? Sick beating.
That was nice.
Jenkins got a kill on Pycat solo?
And I think both
Wait,
games,
what?
Sammy Boy's gone with the max thirst build as well.
What?
Jenkins just solo killed a Sven who was 2 levels above him.
Looks like he'll
that's
with
not
his eye.
possible.
I mean, it happened.
Maybe there was a Nyx assassin. No, there was no Nyx assassin. Nyx
Dude,
is on mid. What?
Look, do you not believe
Charlie
the word of your
Chaplin.
king?
Charlie Chaplin has really let me down today, my man.
I can't really.
He was
be
good
at
for
the
his
3
time, I
side.
think, but
At
you know,
the
we have
same
IMAX
time.
now.
Dude, looks like the potatoes are back, though. They're back on the menu. They're au gratin right now.
Yeah, they are.
Oh,
I love
crit,
au gratin.
crit,
One.
crit. Maybe if he changed power threads to agility to hit one more time.
It's a min-max right there.
Yeah, less damage, but one more crit would do it. It's level 3 though. 225.
Yeah. Oh, Leviathan
Grant, do you
winning
notice
big
all these
kills.
little things I'm saying?
Yeah, he wouldn't have gotten extra attack from 10 agility.
Yeah, yeah, you're mumbling, but we got you. You say a lot of smart stuff.
Yeah, I just can't believe those
Maybe
kills
you,
they
maybe
just
you
got.
don't like that kind of a smart stuff. Maybe just like, yeah, he should have had mana to use one more stun or save it for
no, that's-
later.
if you
because
actually-
he had a
Rupture in the
TP.
mid lane, gentlemen.
10 agility gives him what extra attack?
Oh, he's going to be forced to dish out the coil. But Sammy Boy, not to go down yet. Zai, though,
Zai doesn't
running
have
on
roar.
in. Yeah, he needs 5 more seconds, it looks like, before the roar would even be up.
Did Pycat hide his items? Where's his Mask of
Dire's top
Madness?
tower is under attack.
Has Mask and
Dire structures
Sage's
are
Mask plus Robe of the Mage. What?
Guess he just wants the life steal and the damage.
Oh,
Even
AA
though
ulti just missed on him.
Dire's middle
Fury
tower
TPing. Oh, nice kill.
Jenkins picks up the pieces there in the mid lane and will be able to move it for the tier 1, but PPD's shown up now, rotating
Sammy
in.
Boy got it.
Meanwhile,
Oh,
Zai's
that's a
going to be able to
track
get the
kill.
finish, but I still have eyes on Jenkins here. They track
Wants to
him
take
up.
down
He's
the
going for
tower.
the tower.
We can't
He's
deny.
got it.
Not really.
Dire's middle tower
Worth. Self-sprout, but he does end up getting dropped. 8-4 now. Bloodshed here, still a 3K advantage for Leviathan at the start of this one.
Yeah, I think there's been some miscoordination from the Dire as well. A couple fights. And then you saw like the issue with the damage output, right? Because they had 3 heroes up on the Bloodseeker. They dumped everything on him and they weren't able to kill him. And so you basically, it almost feels like you need Sven there to have the damage to even bring anyone down. And at this point in the game, that's not a position you want to be in, where you're depending on that core to do just about everything.
Smoke coming out from New Sham and Sammy Boy.
Yep. Head up towards the
is
Dire Woods here. Maybe trying to take advantage of a farming Pycat. Zai's close by, but he has no mana to help in any sort of way. They're going to need more assistance. PPD's trying to show up in time, but the damage has been done. Pycat goes down. Can they at least get redemption? They're looking to move in. Ice Pass there. Nushim
Yes,
seems to
Jay.
be the focus. They can get it with some track money. Ice Blast does seem to catch Zai. I'm curious to see if he's going to get the finish. On the other front, they do get the takedown of Misery. Zai ends up going down. Nice pick there from Sammy. Meanwhile, CCNC does manage to get the pickoff onto that AA, taking out Master Kenshiro.
look at the levels. Level 12 on Sammy Boy, level 9 on
Dire's bottom
CCNC.
tower is under attack.
Guy's crushing.
Yeah, completely different game because they
Yeah.
pick the heroes they can do something with, and the pressure. You want to have heroes who pressure and harass people in the lane, so Bloodseeker can actually win the lane. That's why you don't want to have that static anti-mage dazzle lane.
Yep. Yeah, this is what we want to see, right? But this is the thing. This is where it comes down to. We said they're going to get these kills early, but what do they do after these kills? Right there, they just went back to farming. Even CCNC's finding farm.
Yeah, but
just
they
like
managed
farming.
to take down Sven 3 times. Look at his farm.
Yeah,
He's
it's
sitting
rough.
top 3. Not the best. I mean, he had a good lane. He was against what?
Nature's Prophet.
Nature's.
No, he was
no,
bottom.
He was bottom.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was Nature's Prophet. Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, sorry about
Bottom
that.
lane, Ice Blast set up with Nushim right there and Sammy nearby. Almost effortless pick down on PPD, who's just trying to do some split pressure, while top lane split pressure coming out from Leviathan here. Jenkins poking away at this tier 2 a bit. Zai's going to be able to slow things down, though.
So why did Jack? What's the main reason the Bloodseeker went Yules for?
I think he set up his own combo.
Cancel
potentially.
TPs.
Set up his own
That's
combo
pretty
most
shitty,
likely.
Jack. I'm sorry. Alright.
Lacoste.
I-
what are your thoughts?
I guess just remove the silence. He can dodge the stun as well.
Radiant's middle
Maybe they
tower
lack.
is under attack.
They don't have too much to stop the TPs as well. Besides CK stun and Nick stun, there's nothing else.
There's a setup like Dakota said, and it's an easy kill.
PPD punished for trying to D-ward.
And look at this, right into a push. This could possibly a tier 2 tower as well. They could go forward more, I think. Not actually get it, but harass it.
Are fortified.
The hero also does have like some mana problems potentially, so
Yeah.
mana pool, especially if he's going to
That's
be
a
playing
good point,
super
Jack.
active. He wants to.
Top lane, they're already behind Nusham. Level 8 on that Nyx Assassin, getting roared up.
Do they have
They're moving in.
protection? Oh, that's right.
Shuriken, and
Yeah.
this could be some well-needed track money in the pocket of the Dire.
That's book 1 finished.
Top tower is under attack.
AA ulti flying though.
Oh, Jenkins coming in. Ulti or something?
Here we go.
Gonna be forced to TP out. There's Jenkins.
Not quick enough.
Nope.
Oh,
He's
Dust.
gonna make it back, but
Holy
okay.
CC&C with
Oh,
rotation.
turn around. Coil. And they're gonna be the ones that actually get the Jenkins takedown, it looks like.
Mid
Well done.
lane, Nusham. Oh, sorry, Samigo using ulti. Can Pika take him down fast enough? There is the Yule we were talking about. Not really too helpful. Good job by PPD, just standing the ground. Can't really do too much.
He'll take that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is the problem though. Like Sven, like you said, kind of farmed really slow in lane, but at least he has the cleave, Mask of Mana, so he can just farm the jungle whenever he wants. And
Radiant
Yeah, that's one of his
catch up.
spells. Sven has a cleave, has a stun, has a war cry, and God Strength. Thank you very much, Grant.
Yep.
This is where the experience comes in. They have to be careful not to give back their advantage here. They've taken a couple sloppy fights just now, just getting out-rotated. You saw this happen near the end of last game when things like really just started falling apart. But you're starting to see a little bit now, like the Bloodseeker maybe overcommitting mid, if Nature's Prophet dying at his tower. They have to be careful in these skirmishes. You don't want them to catch up in both like Rubber Band Gold and also with the track as well. Right? So gotta be careful.
Radiant's top
Yeah.
Oh,
tower
CK
is
with the
under
Invis rune on mid.
Yeah, they had a 6k lead like no more than 2 minutes ago and 3 track kills.
And Peter, like,
Radiant's
Peter is dying a lot, but
is under attack.
again, I feel these are pretty productive deaths. Like, he's there to push the lane out. If you are revealing your smoked heroes
Stop
or
sucking
your
up
cores
Peter,
to
Jack.
kill the Bloodseeker, I mean, to kill
He's
the,
not listening.
the THD, the Jakiro, like, where's the gain in that? Meanwhile, they're going to lose a Bloodseeker here.
Yep.
So,
Another track
it's a
kill.
track kill. And these
This
are
is
just bad
momentum.
trades. And that actually just gives the gold lead to the Dire. So,
This is just a lot of momentum coming together for the Dire right now. With the track money coming into play and things kind of getting a bit uneasy for Leviathan. You just can't help but be nervous that once the gold advantage is now handed over to the Dire, that it's just going to be tough for Leviathan to be able to take it back.
Yeah, it's funny. It's like the exact opposite of VGJ. Like Leviathan almost always wins the first 10 minutes of the game, where VGJ almost always loses the 10 minutes of the game. But where'd you rather win, the first 10 minutes or the last 10? That's the problem.
I think
Leviathan.
the last 10.
Yeah, absolutely.
Makes a lot of sense.
Thank you.
If you kill the enemy throne, you're probably gonna win.
More than likely.
Not unless they kill your throne first.
Now you're just crazy.
Luckily, only one of them has a throne. The other has a tree.
This is just Leviathan
It's
now
called
trying
Dire's Ancient
to,
and Radiant's Ancient.
So neither of them
actually,
have
so
throne.
Yeah.
If you say throne, people get pissed.
Yeah,
real
that's
quick.
no frozen thrones here. Only one man can rule that.
The Lich.
King.
I mean, Radiant has got like a hot springs. Like, I'd love to take a bath in that.
The
and
hell?
everything.
Why'd he?
Cool.
That was odd.
Okay. Well, they got the dust off at least to get a hold of Misery here, but he just goes for the TP out.
Where's that Yule Scepter from Bloodseeker? He's not even there.
No other way to cancel the TP without him.
That would have been a kill. Like, why'd the AA let the ult fly across him? Like, he just did it super late. I think he just forgot the hotkey or something. That was really weird.
Yeah, probably.
Misfire, unfortunately,
Yeah.
but pressure from Leviathan to claim the tier 2 top lane, but you're seeing a mirror of that in the bottom in the hands of the Dire as they get their own tier 2
PPD.
while mid lane.
Once
PPD.
again with maybe productive death.
Yeah, he's just torching out this mid lane, a one-man, one-dragon mission. And there's going to be the tier 2s going down from both sides.
Sven Blink, he can definitely... I mean, he already could come to fights, but now he can help start initiating fights. You know, you have a Blink Sven stun, and then Beastmaster to follow up. Like, if they go on him from the outside, they just have a lot more counter-initiate now.
Not a big fan of Jakiro mana boots at all. Plus he has a magic one, that's a lot of his 900 mana pool. Plus you have another support on your team who has mana boots, and these heroes are not much mana dependent besides Puck. Plus he has mana regen on his own, plus a bottle.
Maybe he's looking to split it out for an Aether Lens or something later?
I don't know, just Yule Scepter is too good on the hero.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got it last game and skipped the...
He's saving up the Tome of Knowledge until he gets to level 10, gets the plus 25 XP gain, then he's gonna use it.
value.
Spotted Misery. Chased up the hill to go after him. They pop the dust, and he suddenly shows himself out of the tree. And BSJ will be able to pick up the kill. He has now got a killing spree on his Chaos Knight. A Blink Dagger is next up on the docket for him after completing the Armlet and the Echo Saber.
All right, so the chassis, he's learned. He didn't do this build before, but he probably did watch chassis. He's like, damn, it's pretty cool to do. And it's smart.
Get the deep ward down. I think this would have been the game for the Bloodseeker to go for Radiance rather than last game.
He is now, right?
Feels like, yeah, he's going for it now, but
You just wanted earlier.
Gap,
Uh-oh.
yeah, especially now, it's easy saying hindsight.
what?
but-
Smoke out. Zai's moving in. He's got a roar in his pocket. He's going to get it out onto the Bloodseeker. The jumping comes out from Pycat, and they're going to burst him down. No chance at all. AA could be going next. Beautiful coil setup. Comes in from CCNC. They will clear out Master Kenshiro next, and then move in to clean up the rest of the Roche for themselves.
That was a pretty ballsy move, considering Beastmaster has a Necro, has those Hawks. You just go try to go in and snipe the Roche, plus they don't have too much damage for the Roche.
Damn, Zai with the double Hawk vision on the same place.
Yeah,
Radiant's
nice
middle tower
micro.
is under attack.
He's a little rusty in the
One's
offense,
gonna
guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This does feel like the Leviathan, though. Just destroy the laning phase, always up in kills, and then just
You don't
you
know
don't have
what
the
to do
heroes
next.
to
Radiant's
yeah,
Plus they don't have the heroes
to do what they want to do.
Yeah.
Damn, Lacoste.
You guys are like finishing each other's sentences or something.
Yeah.
I think
Wiener.
we better not.
Oh, okay.
Top lane, Ice Blasts are coming.
I have a lady already, Grant, but thank you.
You're welcome.
Even though you are a really good looking lady.
Thank you.
Oh, Misery going for the Janata there, right? Toss, and that will allow BSJ to get away.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, kind of a curious decision. It seemed like he wanted to fight or he felt cornered, so he committed the Phantasm. So that's going to be down for a little bit. And then, yeah, just an awkward exchange all around there.
And like we were just talking about, that's Sven losing the laning phase. Now he's 3k up on the next closest person. And see you later, bottom lane.
Yep. Jump in. We just saw this at the Roche pit. And now we're going to see it again onto BSJ. His
And it was a
3
track
streak.
kill. Did he TP with the track?
Yeah, he did.
Wow, that's pretty huge. Sven still has 15 seconds duration on that ulti.
Radiant structures are
Bloodseeker's gotten very little physical damage at this point. CK doesn't have Phantasm, and his farming's been disrupted as well. He doesn't have the Midas to, be able to try and at least keep pace with the Sven.
Oh, Furion tipping for PPD. Has a dead silence already, will probably go down. One more hit, not enough.
PPD makes it back into the fountain safe. Nice effort from Jenkins. He does manage to get that courier and jigs it up.
But now, that micro again, that time from PPD, the Dire, their micro skills are not coming in too clutch right now, honestly.
And
If
they're
there's
having
one thing
problems
yeah.
with the birds.
Yeah, they really are.
And there's 3 old men on this team, right?
Yeah.
Relatively speaking.
Jesus, Jack.
What's old, Jack?
You never
Yeah,
want to
Jack
ask a
will
man his age.
Tell me how old is old?
Actually, I don't think I'd consider Peter an old man.
He's definitely not. He's younger than me.
All right, so there's really only 2 old men on this team.
Four of us have what 122, 23 years together.
Here's the criteria for being old. If you were playing professional Dota back when Lacoste was, you're an old man.
What if they were playing? Okay, I can see that.
Makes sense.
And or if you actually played with Lacoste together.
Fuck.
Both these guys did, right? Teamed with both these guys.
Yeah.
right?
Pacat? Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you? I was just saying how we were saying Pycat. Do you guys say Havost or Xbox?
Host.
I think I said Havost.
It's host.
Xbox.
Yeah, it is, but maybe you should
It's
spell it
either
Havost.
host or Xbox.
The Chinese
Yeah.
call him
Not
the
Xbox.
4-point carry.
At all.
They use the 4 joke as well.
Call him the 4-point carry.
Oh,
Ooh,
boys.
bottom lane. Looks like they may be able to get Zai here. Nice Ice Blast shot. And then Nushi gets the last hit. Ruptures out. Misery in trouble next here. And he will also be taken care of. Okay, a couple forgiving pickoffs coming the way of Leviathan here. While that does happen, Quinn's able to
It's
pressure
like
the
almost
mid lane.
every time a Dire hero dies, it feels like just massive overkill. Like there's 4 illusions and 3 heroes and the bounty hunter dies. But almost every time a Leviathan hero dies, it feels like it's like a core that, it's like a Bloodseeker or a CK who just does not want to be caught there.
I don't
and
think
that's-
Shadowblade is the item here on BSJ.
Ever.
They already have one Invis hero, so they're gonna be centers for the next. So you're pretty much getting countered. and they also have track and the necro book.
Oh, there are a lot of ways to see him, and this isn't one of those games really where it feels like he needs to be in assassin mode. You know what I mean? Where he needs to like be skulking around.
Yeah, this is just a BSJ being BSJ instead of maybe thinking outside the box. Not even outside the box, just why get Shadow Blade? There's no box there.
Why do you think outside the box? Because you
I
can't
think
get out of the
this
box?
is the classic thinking out of the box, but there is a box and there's a lot of shit there.
In the box.
The
No,
box is
in
there
the box
for a good
and
reason.
outside the box.
The
so
box took a
it's
long
shit
time to
everywhere
build.
when you go for that item.
Oh.
The box took a lot of knowledge and wisdom and experience to build.
That's Pandora's box.
Scanning.
What's in Pandora's box?
What's there is something at the bottom of Pandora's box. Wisdom, is it?
No wonder no one has ever found it.
Ooh.
Initiation, that's an easy kill Misery.
All right. We take those if you're Leviathan. CCNC, though, will also take one of his own as he gets Master Kenshiro down on the mid lane at that same moment.
It's going to be a tier 2, just books and CCNC.
Radiance is up
Radiant's
on
middle tower is
the
under
Bloodsuka.
attack.
Can they stop CCNC from pushing mid?
Oh,
He
he
does
needs to be
push,
careful.
but now he commits the coil. They're onto Sammy Boy. Tries to run out from the mid lane. Good little dodge of the stun, and will also avoid the silence there. Moving in though, spots BSJ. BSJ tries to give him a hug, but CCNC's got the haste.
Where's that Quelling Blade? He still keeps it. Pretty smart from Sven.
Well, he can't move though. He's just waiting for the rupture. We'll end up eating an ice blast here, but it's not a high level. Pycat will stand and tank it all. Oh, but now maybe a bit too much. Frozen up with a cold feet here as Nushim steps into action. They are going to be able to bring down the Sven, and it's going to be the Dire on retreat.
It's a rough loss there. Real rough.
Micro chase for PPD while the rest of Leviathan take to the high ground and make a move in for CCNC. Pops his Lincolns, hit him with the silence. Nice ice path though from Peter. Slow him down a bit.
That was a rough fight. Pycat got ruptured and couldn't keep things up. They almost brought down BSJ. It looked like they were about to ditch him, but Dire decided to commit to fighting him, and so everyone turned back around.
It's smart, right? Rupture goes through the BKB, and the AA blast doesn't do the damage through it, but it stops it so he can't move, he can't regen. Just decent BKB counters.
I mean, is this a game? I don't know if we've seen games go on long enough. Do Bloodseekers still get like Ags and stuff just to have that secondary rupture?
I don't think it's needed. The primary target is the Sven. Maybe Puck if needed, but Puck can dodge a lot of stuff, so primary target should
Puck's got the
still be
Lincolns.
the Sven, so he can't really move. Puck has a Lincoln Sphere, and Sven wants to go for one as well, which is pretty good. The next Roche should be up may actually spawn in 50 seconds. So that's where the Dire wants to fight.
So what do you guys think Bloodseeker should get then?
Bloodseeker, maybe on Manta style. He has that queued up, it's good. Just to dodge the silences, remove the... Alright, go Dakota, never mind, this goes too quickly. Remove the silence, remove the track, can dodge Sven's stun. He can farm with it, gives him some extra armor from the stats against the Sven. AC maybe would be a good choice, but maybe after that Manta style.
Things that probably make him beefier and more survivable. He just needs to be able to disrupt things and then be alive by the time the Sven ult is down. And he can kind of come in.
Sven is on the
Oh,
run.
speaking of
That's at
Sven,
that
yeah,
point.
he jumps in and just deletes Jenkins.
But they're gonna go back for this here.
Yeah, they are. BSJ's running in.
Misery sees the Bloodseeker.
Oh, pulls in Pycat. Pops the BKB. Looks to turn and fight. Easily cleaves down those illusions. BSJ
There's no. Oh,
forced to hide within the
Man.
trees, but he just turns around and chunks him with a Storm Bolt. But they will manage to bring down Pycat. He slides into his own death.
The problem with this one is that you run out of the items pretty quickly, item slots. He needs to keep that Quelling Blade for the Sprout, but he also needs to have a TP so he can TP out, but he can't have both.
I want to move that camera there, you know, people.
he needs the BKB. He pretty much needs the blink. He's gonna want a Lincoln spot for sure. Maybe he replaces the Echo Saber at some point. But yeah, you're right. There are some slot limitations. And then again, when the team is gonna be so dependent on his damage to take those big team fights later on, it's gonna be really tough. He's got to do so many things. The setup has to be perfect.
This is why I don't love the mana boots on a hero like Jakiro. Now you're sitting on 1.3k mana pool. Like,
Radiant's courier.
what is Hero gonna do with it? Misery getting stunned, got the courier sniped, but goes down.
Yep.
Jack, is that a productive kill? Or, I mean, is that a productive death by Misery? Getting the chicken?
No items on it.
It's alright.
Alright. Would you
Sigh.
50-50?
Not the worst thing ever. Then you have to
Sigh.
come back, you have to worry about the wards being placed there. It's instantly found by Master Kenshiro, but he's got the deep ward out again.
I like how Leviathan's
his job.
I like how Leviathan's looking at the game now. Like, they understand, like, right, they lost a hero, they're Furion immediately, but they're like, wait, the Sven just popped everything and he's running away. Like, they can't do anything, and we have a lot of shit that goes through BKB. It looks like they're looking at this game correctly, which is good.
Yeah, and they could. There's a shrine there too, so they can still get numbers to the shrine and tower.
why
They're
does-
not afraid of 5-on-5ing.
Was I got a sorry,
Dire
Jack.
roll.
I
Yeah,
got
go
a
ahead.
important question to ask. Was it Nusham that had 12 earn charges the other day? Like,
Probably,
what is
'cause he has
happening?
10
Like, you
now.
can't have 10
Yeah.
earn charges. Unacceptable.
See you later, Kenshiro.
It's fine. That's a
No,
good
it's not
smoke break
fine.
if you're Leviathan.
Oh, you're talking about this. Oh, all right.
He's just
go-
tanking
go
the game.
ahead, Jack.
Sometimes you just gotta tank the gang, and the tower's probably gonna drop from this point.
Jenkins gets his own courier.
Damn. He should get out, though. They didn't get the track off.
Good eyes there from Jenkins. Meanwhile, mid lane, a jump on into the high ground for Sammy, and he is done for. That was a roar committed with a God Strength from Pycat, and he's going to be out of this game without a buyback for over a minute. And just like that, gentlemen, a push in for the tier 3 to go down. God, that accelerated quickly.
That is
this
a
could
lot
be the
less.
Rex.
That is a lot less fine. I mean, they were just there. And
Yeah, why was
hammering
he
on the towers.
farming? That was a very suspect play right there.
Oh,
from
double
Sammy's
stun
point.
coming out from Pycat.
Oh my goodness, he is shredding right through them. Noosh going to be forced to step off a bit. BSJ hits the showers to heal on up, but the Rax is down. Only one more barely stands. The Dire will make a safe.
45 seconds for Bloodseeker. There's a double damage on top, plus Roche respawned. This is pretty good for the Team Dire.
Easy Roche pickup for them. And now the game just went and got very hard for Leviathan.
Yeah, Bloodseeker committed to buying a full Manta style there. At least what he could have done is try to bait with the Manta style, pop a Blood Rage on one of the illusions, make them go on it. He was just farming like he just actually saw them there and he went to farm it. They have what, 3 Blink Daggers.
You're seeing the clear difference in how polished these players are, I think, between the experienced vets of the Dire and the Leviathan. They're just like rotations, the priority of kills that they're getting, these little details, people getting caught out. Like, it's just a lot more crisp coming out from the Dire. And like, it's not to say that they haven't had their own issues to work out, but I think that's been a clear difference here between these two teams.
Yep.
Now we look to see what is going to be next for Leviathan, or best case scenario. Are they stuck now in a more defensive position where you just await for the approach of the Dire if it comes with their Aegis and hope that they make a mistake, or you can hold the high ground? Or is there any reason for Leviathan to try to be proactive during this Aegis time?
I mean, they have to do something. If they don't, they're just going to fall behind like 15k, but what can they do? They're going to look for the puck. It's almost impossible to kill Sven. You have to commit everything onto him. It's going to be rough. I think you just have to wait till the Aegis goes down. Maybe they make a mistake pushing uphill.
I think Leviathan is ready to go double Lincoln Sphere on the Sven with Aegis. Plus Puck has Aghanim Scepter. They know they can't really go at the one spot. It's gonna be really hard for Leviathan to actually defend this. I'm smelling food.
I'm smelling some wings getting heated up.
Oh, they better not be the ones I put in the fridge, I swear to God.
They definitely are, unless they just freshly ordered them.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, man. It just, I mean, this is it, right? It's 34 minutes now. We kind of gave them like the 30-minute threshold on Leviathan, and
Yeah.
now they're versus Sven, who can just always farm moon shards, buybacks, all that versus
Sven just
CK.
used ulti. Probably a misclick.
Yeah, but whatever. They still have Aegis up.
Look at him, he's cutting through those wild
Knew it
cannons.
He might have done it on
Like a
purpose.
hot
He's
knife
just
through
farming.
butter.
Yeah, definitely. Makes a lot of sense. Jacko,
Don't underestimate the Wildkin, Lacoste. They have
would
an
you
armor
pop
aura,
ulti right there?
Would I?
Yeah.
Probably not.
And that's why he's a pro and you're not.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, man. And now, I mean, CCNC has his Aghanims. Obviously, once he hits that ult just on 2 or 3 people, There's no longer like, oh, we can just run, break the coil. Guess what? I'm just going to get away in 2 seconds. Now it's like 50 seconds or something.
3-second coil break.
Yeah, that shit's rough. Through BKB, it's real rough.
Yeah, they got Lincolns to put on this Fen, and they have a Lotus Orb as well from the Beastmaster. It reminds me a little bit of, remember when NP had those drafts early last year when they had like the Centaur or like the Sven, and they put like 3 Lincolns on them in revolving succession?
Yeah, plus they have a Lotus Orb on Beastmaster
as
well, put on that Sven. They just want to deal with the split push, that's why Puck bought Boots of Travel, and they want to take the tier 2 on the top.
I want to give a shout out to Dakota. He was right about the mana boots being split into an Aether Lens. A little later than we thought, but Dakota was correct.
Thanks, I saw that, and I thought that to myself.
Yeah.
But
we got it.
You sure he didn't just hear Lacoste flaming him and decide to make some adjustments? He's got a blink up as well. So
he can cast. Look at the blink range with.
He can safely counter. Yeah, he
can actually not go for cast range on level 15. Combine these two combined, you can blink. Look at the range.
I know.
Imagine plus
it's still far enough. I mean, his ice path is literally a full screen.
That was Jenkins' bottom.
His Macropyre ice path are full screen cast range. So
nice little pick off right
there.
Needs
to be a little bit bigger, Jack.
You need to not be able
it's never big enough.
You need to not be able to see the circle, right, Lacoste?
Yeah.
Like the edges of the circle. Yeah.
Well, it looks like they might actually just go in and push here. Obviously, Sven's ult is back up. He has a Moon Shard in his backpack. He's doesn't want to eat it because he'd rather have 60 more attack speed when the Aegis goes down, I guess.
Move in here now from Pine and make
Lotus Orb, Lincoln Sphere, Solar Crest.
Oh, he loses the armor.
He's hard to kill. Moves
he's
in.
Got a BKB unless he's counting on his buyback, but he doesn't have buyback.
Popped the BKB and now is running away with it. Back to the fountain to heal up, but might not have much to come back to, as they've already taken out the tier 3 and put their focus onto the racks.
I love the bird just flew in and died to Radiance.
All right, well, Pycat hit with the Rupture now.
This is a good opportunity to fight, actually, because even with Aegis, he doesn't have God Strength, so...
Plus, he does not have a BKB.
Nice Yules real quick from Peter. The lock Noosh in
Don't
his
know
spot.
Phantasm yet from ESJ. Doesn't get off the Shadow Blade, doesn't have the BKB, so he might just go down here. Oh, he's going to be able to get that Shadow Blade back up.
He's trying to get him the high ground.
This is a bit of a wild fight here.
Looks like the Dire might finally need to step off, though.
Yeah, that was when the Sven was Lotus Orbed and he Reality Rifted him, and he just lost all his armor, and the Sven just chunked him in like 3 hits. That was a little bit of a misplay by BSJ, giving himself minus, what, 9 armor?
Given the situation, though, I mean, if you said that the other team had a Sven with Aegis, and that you'd be able to defend a high ground push without even committing Phantasm, I'd say that's pretty good.
But why didn't he commit Phantasm?
He was always just too low to use it.
Yeah. Now Puck gonna finally get some burst damage. That AA as well as the Nature's Prophet can definitely just get destroyed so easily.
It's great that Leviathan are able to survive. It's just always going to be the ever-ending question of what can they do until the next time they have to defend again, because it feels like it's just going to be a continued cycle of that. But here they come, looking to prove me wrong and show me that they got something that they can offer and that they can do. They smoke and move up into the woods. They'll see some Pycat illusions, but...
Also Dakota right again. Aghanim's on Bloodseeker. Dakota's just on fire right now. You actually are. I don't know what's going on.
Thank you, Grant.
You're welcome.
Here's $5.
Thanks. I mean, you did say that, right?
I did, but...
I think he needs
That's all it took to bribe you,
armor.
$5?
Yeah, I think he needs more armor. A Solar Crest would be a good choice, or just to try to tank it up with the AC. Maybe even get a Shiva's Guard. Not a bad idea. Some extra armor, slow down for everyone, provide vision, slow down those animals. I don't mean animals.
Maybe you just brute force
players. I mean, as necro books.
Maybe with the rupture charges, you just brute force your way through all the
Lincolns. You just get too late.
Like, I'm gonna rupture you one way or another. It's coming.
I mean, he has the Yules now double ulti and stuff. Yeah, he can definitely do it actually. See the efficiency of it. He's always going to wait. What's the level 15 on Bloodseeker? Right, he always goes Blood, right? Is that what you're supposed to go always, or I've heard.
That depends. What did you hear?
Well, if he was getting Yules to like help set it up, then you know.
Yeah. But 75 damage with magic this late game is like.
That's pure damage. No. 75 pure plus you get extra damage from
yeah.
the Blood Rage, which is 40%. That's a lot actually.
And especially,
And
yeah,
it's AoE,
if you get
especially
the,
25. Yeah.
if you end up getting the cooldown one later, then you probably want that.
All right, see, that's why you guys are the analyst and observer, and I'm just the king. I wish you guys would tell me, you know, with a little more excitement, though. Jack, why did he get it at 15 again?
With excitement.
With excitement.
Try one more time, Jack.
Maybe I should just tell you in
Not just tell me.
Chinese instead.
Peer damage and AoE, my god, that is a good ability. You see? I got
Wow.
you, Jack.
Oh, a little bit of tussle in here. Nushu moving in, looking to get hold of Zai. Zai with a rupture. A Lotus turns around, gets off the roar, but eventually
That's
will
the
get
extra damage.
dapped
really
on
is.
down. The extra damage. On the other front, Kichiro. He's in trouble. Sammy.
Not an auspicious start to this fight.
Okay, 2 go down from the Dire. Actually, 3 all day with Peter also dropping up near the Roche pit.
Sammy Boy is going all in with the build. He wants to go for
Octarine.
yeah, Octarine. I always forget the name of that item for some reason.
You know what that was like? You know when you're reading like a book and there's like all these different kind of storylines? Like there's like 4 different adventures going on at the same time.
Yeah.
And then each one comes to like its final boss or whatever. That's what it looked like. Like every guy found like the solution to their adventure right there. And there's like a weaker Dire hero that they fought. But the
It's
big
the most
bosses,
excited I've heard, Jack.
the big bosses are still alive, the Sven and the Puck. But it's like, you know, like the minor,
The mini bosses.
yeah.
All right, so all 3 of you should know this. What did Octarine, those ingredients, used to make?
It used to be the Agnum Scepter.
Agnum
Yes,
Scepter.
correct. Well, sorry, Jack, a little late. You can't just copy code his answer.
Yeah, well, I was trying to think of
Aghanim.
more parallels with Lord
Correct,
of the Rings.
Lacoste, Jack. You can't copy Lacoste either.
Hell yeah.
No, it's crazy to think about, right? Aghanim's was that expensive back then, and people still got on here.
Yeah,
It's
and
like,
it
that's
also
a lot
worked
of money.
on like 2 heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can buy
It's like
it on
Lion.
Zeus and Lena.
yeah,
and,
that's it.
and it gave 100 extra damage on Zeus ulti,
Yeah.
but it was still worth it because you could steal the kills from the pub just waiting.
Oh, yeah.
That's why my camera work is good, because I was always doing that.
Always looking around for that
Yeah.
100 HP, like, where
I'm
is
gonna
he?
snake these kills. That's funny.
God, that's one of those changes, too.
That was like the tilt equivalent back then to the jungle Venomancer now. Like
Oh,
if you want to just get, if you want to inspire just raw hatred from your teammates,
Stealing a
that'd be the
kill
way to do
is
it.
guaranteed,
Somehow we always end up talking about the jungle Venomancer.
No, the other reason is look,
That
they,
and the
they didn't
emoji
used
movie,
to,
it's just our thing.
they didn't used to track assists, right? So it was just like, oh, you didn't do anything this game. You were 1-0 because all your kills got stolen.
Yeah, you just flex the KDA back at them. Like, what are you talking about? I'm 14-2. You're nothing.
Oh, top lane, we have stuff going on.
Okay, move in for BSJ. That's the stuff we're talking about. He does pop the BKB. Coils, though, gonna be there. Snaps him because it's the Agnums. He's locked into place. There goes the Macro Pyro from PPD, but man, BSJ cannot make it away. They're gonna just maul right through him. The rest of Leviathan frantic to be able to make it out. They may have to turn and settle as they find focus onto Sammy Boy in their crosshairs. They will chase him up to the high ground here,
They are running fast.
but he is fast. He's
Zai
moving.
is running at 483.
See you later.
So is this like the second chapter of the book when like the bad guys hit back and a bunch of your heroes die?
Ah, yes, I remember this book. Oh, bottom lane.
Oh, Jenkins.
Damn, that was a quick BKB.
Yeah, that was probably a scripter. Promo code Jenkins. Out of there.
I was a projectile stun guy.
But he was like,
It's like close
he
to
was
him, though,
pretty
Jack.
melee on him. That was, Jack, if you don't think that was quick reactions, then I would love to see you play Dota and do the same thing.
Look, hindsight's 2020. That's just how.
There's no hindsight, that was a good play.
I could have seen Jenkins pop that BKB if no stun was thrown at all, though. Just like, oh,
Yeah.
shit, that's fast.
Come on, guys! Don't underestimate
BKB.
Mr. Potatoes over here. He's a professional player.
We're not underestimating, we're saying that was a great play. We're praising him, Jack. Are you lost? Is this the 3rd chapter of the book? Where Jack just gets lost?
No, we got to get Jack to the back so he can find the index again. Doesn't know where the hell we are.
Also, the bounty hunter has a BKB. This is actually hilarious when he pops the BKB. I'm
Yeah.
not sure why. I haven't seen this in a long time.
Yeah, he's had it
Popped
for a
it
while
one
now.
time already.
Oh, the all chat. It's a disaster. What happened? You missed something?
I think he just misclicked because no one was doing anything. He literally just misclicked that one.
The unnecessary.
Oh,
buyback.
he bought back.
Yep.
Oh, he bought back.
Was it a misclick?
That was a
I
misclick
think so.
buyback
They're
for
under
sure.
no imminent pressure of anything.
And he
Well,
said
but-
R.I.P. It's a good song by Young Jeezy, by the way, if you want to look it up, R.I.P.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay.
just throwing that out there. Well,
A
there
rap
he-
song, something similar to what that awesome rapper was yesterday, Grant.
Which one?
Slippery Joe. I don't know what was his name.
Slippery
Slippery
Joe.
Joe.
Oh, yeah, I think that was him. Oh, he went the orb speed. All
Yeah, he
right.
did.
I'm hyped now.
Do you think CCNC has a lot of practice with that orb speed?
I think
that
it's
he'll
got to
be
be.
able
It's
to
got to
utilize
be
it?
something
Yeah.
you practice with. I've heard other pros talk about it. It's like, it's how do you land your spells or
It
do
like
anything
ruins
with
it,
this?
yeah. Some people just can't do it.
And you're giving up a lot of gold, which I guess he doesn't need at this point. He's really rich, but the orb speed can just be it can really just throw you off.
Just gotta harness the power of the orb speed.
It's a double-edged sword.
There is
This is
7
how they
seconds
catch 'em.
blood right cooldown with Octarine Core. It's actually what
a lot of heal.
3.75
Bottom lane.
seconds cooldown.
Jump
What
on
the-
Nushim.
you can use it every 4 seconds. Plus you have 2 rupture charges. Let me see the
They're cooldown
cooldown.
quick, yeah. It's every
Replenish
45
time 40
40.
seconds.
He's just gonna cast blood rights non-stop.
Look at this.
Good
Already
luck
up.
pushing into that.
This is actually just
He's got
game
2,000
changer. This
mana
is an
as well.
actual game changer.
Yeah, we're witnessing greatness here. And he's got the mana regen from Yule, so it's 12 mana per. So it's going to be pretty
That's
hard to
part
make
of
him
a
run out
big
of blood
plan,
rights.
Hijack, going for that Yule Scepter.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they lost the game right there,
Master
nothing of
Kenshiro is
this
gonna
would
get
happen.
crushed here.
There's an AA there.
This game has entered like wild territory right now. There's like so much
Yeah,
random
we're in a
stuff
western
happening.
now, straight
Yeah,
up.
we
It's
are.
Cowboys.
That's the essence of NA though. That's what we'd like to see.
Dude, why is CCNC aim the siege units, my man? Alright, sorry. It's a min-max thing.
Dire's bottom
Let's
tower
see that
is
orb
under
speed.
attack. Structures are
So quick, we didn't even see it.
Too quick for our observer.
Now the Roche is about to go down here. Doesn't really take too much muscle power here from the Dire to get it done. And it is going to be a pickup from Pycat. Ag's pickup now also onto Noosh.
He has a lot of gold.
Yeah. So he's got the burrow capabilities.
This definitely is went into this is Leviathan's game now. They love this stupid stuff, like where you just like do stuff no one else has seen and you just try to abuse like the mechanics they want to do. I'm enjoying it. I want to see this blood right actually work in a fight.
I don't
Oh,
know
imagine
what
casting
to do.
Blood Rage. He has it
Oh, they
every
have-
4.5 seconds on that Nyx assassin. Just using mana burn on whoever.
They have the Ags too on the Nyx, so pushing into a Nyx Ags with the Bloodseeker Blood Right, I mean, even if you win this game, it's going to be a nightmarish victory here, I think.
Yeah, sorry I missed that kill. I can forgive Lacoste.
got
It was a giant Amber Alert.
No
yeah.
way- yeah,
I
yeah,
actually got nervous.
yeah.
It was like I couldn't move.
You really got an Amber Alert
Yeah.
too?
Yeah.
What was it for? Sandstorm or
It was
something?
for Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Someone got kidnapped.
Oh.
That's sad. Jesus, Jack.
What does it have to do with me?
Put them back.
I was here the whole time,
Jack, it
man.
would be really
okay,
hard.
I'm just seeing. I don't know about that,
We
Jack.
used to know that you
Jack,
were quite the
I
kidnapper back in the
see
day.
you gain some weight from the last time I saw it. It would be really hard to kidnap you right now. I'm just kidding, Jack. I love you.
It's a little bit harder than it was before, I guess, yeah.
Here comes trouble once again. The
So-
Dire approaching from 2 different lanes. Let's see how many blood rights they can take to stop this push.
Two. And then this, the Nixon pit. So what do you do as a Sven with, you just ulti go for racks?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Look it.
Goes in with the Lincolns, with the crest, with the BKB.
Stop moving with Rupture on you.
Just starts chomping away, gets the racks down, and looks to walk out the other
He's
direction.
not even here, is he? Doesn't have TP up.
Bloodseeker is in. It's gonna be hard
Ooh.
for Sven to actually fight once his ulti is down.
Link into the ice path. Nushim's been
It's
stuck in his
not gonna
spot.
get to Burrow.
Can't get in there. Tries out the other way, and they actually take the Bloodseeker down. He gets snapped right out of the coil. The racks go down.
And his Blood Right hit the
Oh, and they're
melee
not going to get the
Necromicon.
Pycat Aegis, so he's going to just get handed the cheese here.
Yeah.
And, oh boy, that's tough.
Oh, his spell spam killed the book.
Yeah, spell
Yeah.
killed the
Plus
bug
he
and
got
killed
the
him.
Dagon 5
Yeah.
with the Blood Rage on.
Yeah, that Nyx just, he got changed. He was about to be in prime Burrow position.
Yeah,
but he just
blinked
never
right into
got in
ice
there.
path, and it just got disastered at that
And
point.
there's just crazy stuff happening. I mean, you know,
Yeah, this
BSJ
is NA
wasn't
Dota
there.
right here.
BSJ wasn't back there, so they couldn't really like full commit to the fight till it was too late for the Raxes.
Yeah.
Just missed out on killing Pycat.
What do you think he's gonna go for? Reality Rift pierces immunity, so he can use it on a Sven once he's BKB with being ruptured. Also, Bounty has a BKB. Is there anything else? No.
The other thing is cooldown reduction. That's just what, doing more reality rifts and maybe a bolt slightly sooner.
Yeah, what's Sven? Sven has a 5% BKB and bounties at like 7 or 6. Is it still worth it, you think? To get the Pierce, because they have it?
Maybe you'd give
It's
him more
always good.
phantasms and
Yeah,
stuff
it's always
too.
good.
So.
I think they're
Well, the
both
thing is,
pretty good.
he will have Phantasm for the next fight. If they lose, they're just gonna lose the game. So
Yeah.
there's no point in taking the cooldown.
Well, he's not even 25 yet, so I don't think
The ball's already out on to Pycat. Gets hurt with the early ice path, but tries to go to work. Still has that Aegis and that extra life. Can they burn through it fast enough?
Damn.
Doesn't seem like it. He almost gets the tier 3 down before losing that Aegis. They're looking to prep for his return. Jenkins leads it off with the Sprout. They got the Burrow, they got the stun, they pop the Lincolns. Now looking to move it. BSJ brings him back into action, but he's eating so much damage. Running through the Macro Pirate, pops the BKB to run out the other side, and he'll be fine. CC&C, though, steps in. They can't seem to follow up with any additional structure damage, so the Dire take their leave.
Got the tower.
Is that worth it? All that hard commitment just to get the tier 3?
Now that they only need those 2 top racks, as I would actually say it is. Obviously, losing your carry is never good, but
This
they
is
know
book
they're going to have
4.
to fight into this.
This is book 4. It's the darkest time. Our heroes have their backs against the wall, but heroic last stand gives them a tiny bit of hope left in this game.
I'm sorry, Jack. Book can only be level 3. Same goes for Necronomicon. There's no chapter 4.
I can't wait for this book to be
This is a pretty morbid
made
book.
into
It's
a
just
movie.
straight up Book of the Dead. Like they're just dead at the
Book
end
of
this-
Ra.
Oh man. The Book
You
of BSJ.
Cat in the Hat.
You
Is
read it here
is
first.
Book of Dead, the Book of BSJ. What is his that
No, you
count?
said that, Lacoste, not us.
He only
2?
died 2 times. He's actually with the least deaths, so that's not his book.
Wow, he has only died twice. That's surprising, actually.
Why is that?
I know it felt
What
like
are
he
you
had
saying? The
died more.
BSJ feeds
No, not at all. You
most of the
can't write a
time,
book
and
on
this is
about
why it's
somebody who does
surprising to
that.
you?
Right?
This book is very judgmental, if you're asking me.
It really is.
Mid
we go.
lane, trouble for Misery. Ice Blast, he's surrounded by 3 goons, and he gets mugged.
All right. I mean, what happens here if, say, Sven dies one more time somehow, like right after he comes back alive, he loses enough gold to not have buyback, and they just push their base? I mean, it's a very real
happens.
possibility if Pycat plays stupidly. I mean, he has to play stupidly for it to work, but
Yeah.
he might just go farm a buyback. It's probably in his best
You might see like
interest.
a frantic play from like Zai to push side lanes
Yeah.
and divert the attention of Leviathan. They have some split pressure.
He went for a cooldown
Dude, what if they get
reduction.
Sven? If they just wait a little longer and go mid?
Oh,
He
No,
comes
doesn't
out the
look
front
like-
door.
Careful, Pycat.
oh, he's gonna be able to.
If they actually get him here, that would be...
He's hit back through mid, but
Peter's gotten a completed assault cuirass here at some point.
And
And an
Aghanim's,
ag. Where did this happen? What
This is a
happened?
gigantic
150
Jakiro
gold
all
per
of a
minute
sudden.
talent.
Jakiro's kind of
Oh.
similar to Keeper, where you could just blast through waves and farm.
The Ags Macro Pirate, by the way, is
I love
like
that shit. With
you-
Aether Lens?
The giant, fiery,
Yeah,
girthy.
you cast that
so
thing
good.
from like another world. That's how
Yeah.
far away it is.
You lay it down, and people in different games get burned. It's
Yeah.
very bad. You just drop it in like the middle of like a
Yeah,
high ground push.
Why does this happen? Look at my screen. It says Scepter damage per second, 225. Then I click Alt and it says...
Yeah, I think that's
Two-
with the. I believe that's with the boost from.
No, but it goes down, is what he's saying.
What?
It says 205 when I click Alt, and usually it says 225.
Guys,
Oh,
guys.
no, I see it. I see
Maybe
it.
that's what
Top
the
lane.
reduction.
CC&C gets shredded apart. Pycat
Increased magic
follow-up
damage.
destroys Jenkins 2. 3 have already hit the deck. Jenkins is actually going to buy back. This is turning pretty serious now. Pycat running the other direction, ruptured up. Now caught under the blood right. Sammy thinking about moving in, then doubles back, goes in once again.
Oh, the damage!
Gets hit so hard. The Yule's almost there to save him. They do manage to bring down Pycat. There's still trouble around, though, as Misery tries to head out undercover, under his BKB, but is he going to be safe?
Dude, this Sammy boy build's actually just mind-blowingly good right now.
Yeah, he needs to get armor instead of that Yule Scepter.
Yeah.
He needs AC or Butterfly. Not Butterfly actually, because Sven has an MKB, so AC.
Don't hate on the Yule Scepter, man.
Uh-oh, top lane. They're still hunting.
Yeah, Misery's here, creeping in from behind a BSJ Kenshiro duo.
It's kind of sad, though. Like, why did he get Ags? It does no damage in late game, like, even with it. It just looks like it does damage. It doesn't.
Drop off of the courier. Oh! They just pop the dust. They see Misery and they kill him. Buyback from CC&C. It looks
bites
like they
back.
want to take a fight. Zai moves in, gets a good roar connection. They're looking to get the burst onto BSJ. He looks to turn and fight. He tries to run out the other direction. They catch him and lock him down with the coil, and he's going to be taken apart. Now they go back in. It's going to be Sammy Boy trying to pick up those pieces. Hit with
CC&C
the ice
is ruptured.
blast. Whoa! Long jump outside the rupture range. Waits for it to conclude. Little jaunt out, turning around with the Dagon first. Nice ice path with the axes. And Leviathan will have to back off.
What?
Or can they make it away?
I fucking love that.
Orb jump in, the Yules, Jenkins. Gets some assistance to slide out the other way.
He's going back in.
He wants to get a hold of Sammy. Nice ice path from
Oh,
Peter.
oh,
Locks him
he's gonna
down.
die.
Gets the finish. They will end up losing their fairy dragon though. And
Bloodseeker has no buyback for the next minute and a half.
Oh,
But he
Peter
did his
chasing
puck.
Master
This is-
Kentra. Oh, there's the stun.
nice stun. Nice save.
Oh, but Zai on the
Zai's
back
there.
end. Zai is
We're
fast.
always
I don't
ready.
think they can kill him, can they?
I don't think they can.
This guy can. Oh,
They can with the
now
stun,
they
of
can.
course.
Okay, yeah, it's not looking good for old Noosham. Dude, BSJ bought back like 20 seconds ago. He's been trying to run top. Just hasn't worked out.
And
No
now run all the way back home again.
Like, the big thing was actually that fight, right? Puck could buy back, and he had boots of travel too to TP in the thing. BSJ bought back. If he could make it into the fight, he would change it, but he has treads and not boots of travel.
I have to say the maximum value has not been extracted from these buybacks for BSJ.
Oh, yeah. The accidental one and this one.
Especially for the accidental one.
Yeah.
The problem is you use a rupture on a puck. He goes way too quickly out of it, uses phase shift, can't really kill him. You need Nick's assassin's time to kill him.
Oh, right onto Bycat.
okay.
He's
See
not
you
going to get
later.
a chance to fight back here.
Whoa.
He has a
And-
buyback though. There's a Roche up and there's another double damage.
Zai's got to be careful. There's going to be a TP onto him, but Zai is caught in a hard place. BSJ left his illusions behind, I believe, but it's not going to matter here.
BSJs. This is a game of Dota for sure, I think.
The instant like impact damage that both these teams can do is quite ridiculous here. You make one misstep out of position and you're gonna get just jumped.
Yeah, there's like some first strike going on. It's
Yeah.
like whoever gets like, you know,
I really think they can control this puck, especially Bloodseeker does have a sheep stick queued up next with the lower cooldowns and all that. It's going to be pretty rough for this puck to try to get away, especially now that he has so many earn charges on the Nyx. It stops his blink. It's actually super good late game. You always stop his blink, perma silence, and then sheep him.
Yeah, he's preparing for
Yeah.
the super ultra late game, 60,
Yeah.
70
those are the
minutes
things.
plus.
Those are the options you get with 10 charges that you don't have with like 3 or 4.
Yeah,
They really need to just have it earn level 2, you know? Make it earn.
Well, Nyx needs to get to level 25. He's getting close to it.
Yep.
Inside the
Like-
pit.
Yeah,
Or
plus
Leviathan.
100% spiked carapace
are they going to be able
damage.
to finish off
Is this
Roche?
their first Aegis all game, or I don't think they've tasted the sweet
This is the
nectar
fourth
of
Roche?
the Aegis.
Yeah,
in a
but
while.
only first one for them, I think. So do you think he actually did go the super quick orb because of the Bloodseeker Rupture? Was that like a counter
Might
level
be.
25 probably?
Might be, yeah. It works good.
It does. Now that I think that was...
I think so. Even for
I mean, he
CK,
ca-
right? You just want to get the hell out of there when
Yeah.
they're like up on you.
Well, the thing is, he was already super farmed, and he can't get any more fat. All right, he can save for buyback, get the refresher orb, maybe get a moon shard, but I mean that moon shard is not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
And now, I mean, Jakiro has 4.2k. He's pretty much maxed out. Everyone's getting pretty maxed out in this game right now.
Oh, Jakiro's ready. He's got 4,000 gold stashed up. He's got that.
He needs hex.
Yeah, I think everyone's going to start getting hexes soon. I mean, Bloodseeker, Jakiro, just hexes for everyone.
Man, who'd have thunk?
It's starting to get real hot in here. Jack, put your pants up.
How will that solve anyone's problems?
I keep getting distracted. I can't even watch the
Wait,
screen.
he has it? I didn't think the Bloodseeker had the sheep stick. I thought he was way off of it. Damn.
Yep, he's got it in his
No,
backpack.
he's got it. He's rich. He had like 6,500
Dude,
gold a minute
If
ago.
they just... there's no way there's a successful smoke gank this late in the game, I don't think. But if they somehow get one on the puck, they could just run and win the game, it feels like.
Looks like a little bit of lag here coming in for the Leviathan boys.
I wonder if they're boot camping. I know Slayer and BSJ have boot camp before. Maybe they're back at that same house. Because it feels like if they... maybe it's just one guy, but it feels like they might all... And
Remember the Leviathan used to have a team house together?
could be. That'd be good. That'd be like 5 team houses. NA's really moving up.
Yeah, it was in the Shrimp Street 322.
Yeah.
This has turned
South
into
Cali.
an epic game.
Yeah, this will be probably our longest game of the league so far.
Ever.
And who'd have thunk the Dire versus Leviathan would have
Oh,
led to this?
Well, yeah, I did before the game started, but that's not. I'm just kidding. Guys.
I thought this game might be over super soon, and then Sammy Boy, his build is actually what saved him from the 40 to 60 minute mark now. I hope we see this in pubs. Because I don't play him, so I don't really give a shit.
It's like that poor man's Naga-y push out right
This
now,
week's
too.
pub report, every Bloodseeker I've encountered has been...
Doctoring first item.
This is one of the weirdest talents on AA. Plus 30 health region. It makes no sense, no synergy with the spells or whatsoever.
It's just
I love it.
he's in his own game.
I love it because the way AAU always used to be played, it was like he'd be on the other side. You actually want to be on the other side of the map from where the
Shooting
fight's taking place,
three-pointers.
right? Yeah, but not that this makes him much more durable, but like he can actually stand and
Oh,
hang and bang a
shit.
little bit with the team.
Oh, Master Control almost found CCNC.
Zai's inside. They see him now. Can they stop it? Yes. It'll just be a solo pickoff onto Zai here.
That's a buyback available, but they're getting kills.
And
Yep.
Ice Vortex is not to be underestimated. It's got
Yeah,
a
it's-
very short cooldown. It actually does
Vision.
quite a bit in terms of slow and magic damage.
Remember, it increases his move speed, too.
Yep.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Thank
It
you,
does not
Lacoste.
even say it in the description.
Piece of shit game.
That's it was a new addition, but I guess
Yeah,
they
when
didn't
you
bother
add a new
updating it.
addition, you should probably check what
Well,
the
don't
old
talk
one
to
said.
me. Talk to Val.
Wait, Dakota, you told us you were Ice Frog before this game.
I should go back to beta testing or at least do some
There's
work
video
with
evidence
Valve.
of that.
I've
Haven't you seen the
managed
clip?
to see like 3-4 things to fix already.
Oh, wait, they're just going in. They have the Aegis. All right.
This
Confidently chopping away at the tier 3 here. The Glyph's already out. The Dire not really at full attendance yet, but PPD will start things out with the Ice Path and a Macro Pyre. Hefty, hardy damage on to Sammy Boy to be able to bring down that Aegis. Double push back for BSJ to get into the safety zone. Now they await the second life of Sammy Boy. He gets tossed up before the Yules, comes back down and gets slashed apart. Pretty effortless feeling takedown right there for the Dire, and it looks like they will be able to successfully hold. The tier 3 is the only casualty there for them.
It's a buyback though. Furion was trying to split push a little bit on the bottom. Jack, why am I doing your work?
You just take it upon
You've
yourself.
been doing everybody's work.
Yeah,
Nicole.
man. You're just a
Seems so.
workhorse today.
Yeah, my throat hurt yesterday. Did not talk too much.
Yeah, my bad.
Feeling a bit better. Yeah, that does not even reach the throat.
It hasn't stopped you today.
Feels like
Oh,
pickle
our
between my
Iceman
teeth.
cometh and could falleth. He gets blasted.
With a gem. They saw it. They
He's
know
not gonna
New
be able
Sham's
to buy
just chilling
back
up there,
either.
though.
Some cheeky plays here. Jenkins is working on top racks, but now he's getting worked on as he will get chopped down.
Yep.
Here. And,
CCNC managed to kill Jenkins.
Yeah,
Alright.
Tried to
diverted.
split push bottom, yeah.
He's just continue to do Nature's Prophet things while the rest of the Dire are making their approach once again to the top lane here with that tier 3 already down. There's the buyback from Jenkins.
And he's going for another in their
What?
base play.
Okay.
Oh, he timed it wrong, so they're not going to get hits because the creeps. Come on,
I
man.
mean, he's holding back the creeps, I guess, is something, but I don't know.
well, here we go on Pycat.
Yeah, he's running in. God
Glyph
strength.
back up.
Four
so
chops,
not using
racks
it
down.
Just yet. There it is. BSJ's just got Phantasm back. Looks like they're going to be content with that. Pretty pop. They have to get on this Sven here.
He did go with the cooldown reduction.
He's just like doing the Muhammad Ali onto these racks right now. Just juking and jiving inside and getting the shots necessary until he knocks him out into megas.
Yep.
Just rope-a-dope that barracks.
Yeah, just dangle whop that barracks for sure.
Yeah, you got one, Lacoste?
No.
Okay.
I just wanted to say
Courier takedown from
continue to die.
Jenkins, the god, the madman.
Wait, was that the sheep stick on Peter?
That
It was a
the
void stone.
precious void stone
It
that was
was. He
necessary.
He can buy a new one.
He can. He should. he just should.
I mean,
That's
this
his
is
buyback, though, I
the
guess.
wealthiest Jakiro that I've seen. He just, at some point, Peter was just like, all right, you guys clearly can't finish this game. I'm going to get some farm and get out of the way now. He's got 367 last hits.
I
On Jakiro.
swear to the heavenly host.
That's a lot. I mean, when's the last time you saw that many last hits on the Jakiro?
I
Five.
don't remember.
What?
Grand, can you handle this?
All right, someone. I probably should. Never mind.
Do you want me to write something?
Nah, it's good. We better keep it professional.
Yeah, this is King's Cup after all.
No, I mean the joke there is, you know, when we're playing FPLNA, people want to pause the game, and if they don't have a reason, I tell the other team they can unpause.
Yeah, you have.
Pauses can eat a D. That's all I'm saying. I
What's
actually hate pauses
how many
so
second
much.
window after you hit the pause button to typing out the answer?
I can type it out in less than a second now.
Like, is sec count as a valid reason?
No.
Okay,
What's the sec for? If they just say P, sure. Literally just a reason. No sec, just tell me. P, cat dead, tornado, hurricane,
Yeah.
I think it would take more
anus
than
splinter, I don't know.
How much time do you give for cat dead?
Cat dead.
2 minutes. Everyone gets 2 minutes. That's
2
it.
minutes?
As long
That's
as you
it?
give
That
me.
sounds pretty savage,
I
man.
don't care. Well, maybe your cat shouldn't have died while you're playing. I don't know. It's not my fault it died.
They probably forgot to feed the cat because they're busy playing FBL.
Exactly.
So, lesson
No,
learned.
It's true. Here's my biggest thing. You know what my hatred is?
Yeah.
When I actually play pubs and someone pause at the beginning of the game, and then they get mad that I unpause it. They're like, "Why'd you do that?" Guess
I
what?
always
you click the
unpause.
He clicked the ready button, right? You have to click a ready button to get into a game, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So why do you click the ready button if he wasn't ready, Jack?
That's a good point.
because he does
Good.
not
I
want to
think
get
now
5
is an
minutes
appropriate time
penalty.
for a segue into the Chinese scene. So frequently on Chinese scene, when someone needs to pause, people actually will pause. Like
Uh,
they'll give you the time and they'll wait.
Yeah, but you need to give a good reason.
No, no,
just
you
give
don't need-
whatever,
you just-
like
you
a
pause, people
pizza
will
game.
respect
I don't
it.
know.
I won't.
Oh,
Take me to the
pause on
Chinese
those
scene.
thoughts. A movement from
Highcat
Highcat,
just
he will
chopping away.
secure the Megas. But now can they get the closure?
BSJ
Battle of the
goes
Titans
on.
and BSJ wins it.
BSJ is better than PyCat.
You saw it here first, folks. Put it on Reddit right now.
2017. One Titan has fallen. Loki dead. Trevorkin is the only one alive.
Working. I didn't have that comic, but I wish I did.
Yeah, it was.
All right, so they've
Got
got
it
to
at the
go.
flea
They've got to
market.
go now. PyCat is able to buy back, but he's not going to have God Strength for a little bit. So this is just, this is just go time.
AA should,
Trevorkin and his
AA should
Finugler.
sell
Peter
Soul
does
Ring.
not have
Just
boots
a
of travels
moment.
up for 20 seconds.
Just a moment. Jack should sell Soul Ring, get Vladimir's offering up for the extra armor and the lifesteal for everyone.
Peter's going to catch Jenkins here. Jenkins
And he has no
is
buyback.
in some trouble. Bloodseeker comes in.
book.
Jenkins is going to die to book creeps.
They just lost. They just lost the game, I'm pretty sure. They just lost quite right.
They have buybacks though, at
hey.
least on a Bloodseeker.
Yeah, no Fury on for 120.
Well, we're officially in book 5 here when the heroes get killed by the bad guys.
Peter's already inside their base, happy to just burn at those tier 4s already, but the rest of Leviathan can't even make it back home without taking damage. We see the AA goes down. He's going to be out for good. And this one now falls all on BSJ, Sammy Boy, and Noosh to somehow defend against this push. And the Megas, good luck, gentlemen.
Effigy down.
It's over.
A's got buyback into 15 gold, guys.
New Sham chilling. He's tracked though.
Move in, BSJ, pull back. Could get Misery in just a couple of shots, but it looks like he's not going to get the opportunity. Misery scoots back and away. The boars and catapults begin to go to work on the tier 4.
BKB gonna get off
Sammy
of
trying to move in.
BSJ.
BSJ barely out now. Bless you, sir. BSJ is stunned right in front of the fountain. Can't quite make it back inside, but it looks like he still wants to commit for a fight. He eventually will pop. The buybacks are going to be committed. Sammy Boy moves in. They're able to take down 3 members of the Dire. PyCat, one of the lone survivors,
Your
runs
base.
out on the back of a rupture.
that's
They're
a
getting it,
dieback.
but the tier 4 is also going to fall.
That's a dieback on PyCat.
They get the tier 4s, but now what do you do if you're Leviathan now?
I'll
got
tell
a
you what.
DK just rode in like Gandalf over the hills in, in Lord of the Rings to save the day here.
Do you know Gandalf and Dumbledore are brothers? No, all right. Cool. Thanks, guys.
I don't know that.
Do you know Gandalf the Grey and Gandalf the White aren't actually the same person?
What?
Yeah.
Oh, they're secret brothers of Gandalf the Black.
Yes.
Okay.
The most decisive of all. So what happens here? Orange is trying to push in. I think Orange needs to defend the base and BSJ needs to push, right? Is like the blood right?
Oh, we're back to the NA Dota, just calling them by color now.
I always do that, Jack. Sorry you can't pay attention. Follow closely. Sandboy going in. Jenkins with him. Whoa, they're pushing.
Or
Shay's defending here, so
it's just like we got to do something. They're throwing it in now.
they're gonna have to
Buybacks
chop
aren't even
through this
forced.
back door. Jenkins might want to get uphill for this.
Surprise, mother.
I don't know if they can do it. Jenkins will soak up the Dagon with his Lincolns.
Dire's middle tower
Oh
is under
man, this
Just a
is
2-man operation here.
They're owning.
CNC.
Committing in.
the solar silence.
Down he
Has a
goes.
buyback though, needs to commit to it.
Okay, there's the first buyback from the Dire. Here's the return of PPD.
Oh, Jenkins, is he gonna get away?
No.
No,
Ice Path
down he
is
goes.
there. He goes down. He has no buyback for about 100 seconds. That is when Sammy Boy will take his leave.
Oh,
Misery,
watch out
though,
for Pycat. Here
is
he
on
comes.
the chase. Nice TP in. Nice blink catch. Manta,
dodge
but
there. Oh,
there's just too much. Too much.
And there it is, the end of Book 5. The end of the difficult Leviathan journey here is. This was a really. I'm hyped. I love this game.
That was a fun game. Leviathan put on a hell of a show and a hell of a fight there for the back end of it, but after nearly 70 minutes, our longest game at King's Cup, this one belongs to the Dire, and they close out the series 2-0.
They definitely needed that, right? That was their first 2 wins. Obviously, they lost to Infamous early the very first day in this one. Leviathan, you know, they've kind of shown some strats here or there. The Dire allowed to win this game, but Leviathan looks good. I think you could tell they learned as they went during this game, and they kept making improvements. Unfortunately, a little too late, and they tried their best.
Yeah, thought it was going to be a tougher game for the Dire. Ultimately, it was. They had
pretty tough.
Just a harder lineup to execute. But there was just a point in mid-game where I feel like they kind of just took things over. Like, they were getting ganks onto cores. They weren't giving up much in their deaths. Like, they looked to be in serious trouble after that point when Leviathan took a bit of a lead, but Dire just played their way back into it and showed their chops, you know, as like elite international players here. So nice win from them.
Jack, what are your thoughts on Bounty Hunter? Did he do well? Like, see, in the late game, you end up with being with -1 hero, who actually just casts Solar Crest and 4 staffs, and that's pretty much it. He does not deal any damage.
Yeah, I mean, he did his job. He was able to get up deep wards basically all the time. I'm sure the tract helped out a little bit when they were, you know, at disadvantage, especially when they were getting core kills. He's never going to be like a great teamfight hero, but that's not how this lineup worked either. It's not how they played. So, yeah, I think Misery played him about as well as you could expect from a bounty hunter in this situation.
There we go. Look at that damage done compared to last game. It was like 30,000 versus 45,000. Now it's 175,000. My goodness.
That's 42-42 kills, 42-41, and same number of assists. Pretty even game. Look at the last hits.
Even
20.
That's crazy.
Difference.
Just that damage done, right? That really comes down. That's why, you know, one team had Raxes and the other team didn't.
Bulk of all that damage, you know, does come from Sammy Boy. He sports about 53k damage. He also the only one with heal at about 1,200. It's pretty good.
No, that was good. Like, Sammy Boy definitely, that was exactly the items he needed to have to even have a chance inside of that game. Jenkins played Nature's Prophet twice, right? It felt like he had a lot bigger impact that game, but still not like the crazy impact the Nature's Prophet needs to have. He always feels a little bit underwhelming to me.
Yeah, does not destroy the lane might be the problem because Dire placed their lanes well in the both games.
Yeah, it's kind of it feels the opposite to what I know Grant always says, and it does feel that way, that Leviathan always succeed in the laning phase in the start in the early game. But yeah, Jenkins in particular will like never crush his lane. He'll like break even or maybe slightly pull ahead because he just has that hero advantage, but you know,
doesn't break knees.
You want to be breaking knees and just taking full-blown advantage of the fact that you got away with just such a crushing laning advantage.
There's some big picture details there. In some cases, it's what kills you can take and what kills you can't, what kills you want to commit for, like, and show your cores for, and which ones you don't. Like, clearly, Dire had a good grasp of that. And then finally, it's also showing your own cores. I think there were, in both games, a couple of deaths that, you know, as a better or more polished team, they really can just prevent in terms of rotations onto their cores, and that just sets them back so much. And that's really what brought Dire back into this game, mid-game. So
yeah, track too. Track always helps bring you back in the game.
Yeah, helps you get that BKB up at 50 minutes.
Hell
so
yeah.
You can't just get bursted down.
For sure. Sounds great, gentlemen. That is going to be concluding things for our first series of the day. We have just one more series to go after this. Oh, actually, it sounds like we may have a call coming the way of our Kings soon enough. So we can hang around for a moment.
Yeah, I've got one more thing to say.
Oh, please.
Have you guys heard about the emoji? I'm just kidding.
Oh,
I'm just
here we
kidding.
go.
No, it looked good. Leviathan now, I believe, is 2-6. They've still got quite a few games to go. They can sneak into that 4th spot. They just need to keep it up because they've been showing up every day. They've been showing some new strategies, some old strategies. I still want to just go like, you saw the end of that game where they just went full like, I want them to do that all game. That's what they're best at. It really is. I think just creating chaos and havoc is perfect.
I couldn't agree with you more. I hope this isn't too disconcerting for Leviathan now dropping a couple series now, but they still have plenty of games to be able to play ahead. There's plenty of round robin, a full week ahead to play, so
yeah, I think I mean
chance to make it top 4.
This is the first tournament of like all the tournaments, right? Like this is still like a lot of people. I mean, you definitely want to win this. You just get a direct invite to a minor, but it's still like their perfect time. You've been scrimming, but as Lacoste will tell you as an ex-pro, like winning in a scrim, yeah, it makes you feel good, but then you lose in a match, like the scrim means nothing at that point. You're like, well, what the hell we're pressing for? So I think this is just good practice all around for all of these teams.
Yeah, well, that's true actually, Grant. I remember when we were playing with CLG, PyCat, and Misery, we were heading into TI2. We pretty much won everything. Before that, we were winning every single scream. Then they went to TI and just failed miserably.
That's
Yeah.
such a great story.
Yeah.
But I mean, you felt good going to TI2. I bet you guys. I mean, just getting CLG and then going in,
Yeah,
you're
we
like, we're winning
finished
scrims.
9th, but
yeah.
that's not what we planned to finish.
Yeah, you.
So
I remember
we
you
had
guys.
bigger expectations because we really played well. We won, I think, every single scrim we played that we won.
Yeah, and then you just go
And
in.
I think we went 6-0 as well at the first day, and then there's just
Yeah.
got destroyed.
That was like, yeah, I remember you and Cole, like, did so good, like, those first, like, 2 days. That was the IX Mike playing support, Cole, and, like, you guys both looked so good. Like, you both were doing so good beforehand, and then you just don't finish well where you want to, and that's rough. Jack, did you even watch Dota at TI2?
Yeah, I recall IG and LGD just pretty much handling their groups.
Oh, I remember that, because that was when they didn't win TI.
What?
I'm allowed
You
when
USA!
Chinese team doesn't win
USA!
TI.
Watch
That's all.
TI2? What are you talking about?
Wait, who
here?
won TI2?
IG.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Are you sure?
Think so.
absolutely.
Let me look at my
sure.
notebook. Yeah, that turns out they did. That was really good play. IG looked so good that entire tournament. Like, they just looked crispy.
Well, LGD went like what 15-0 in group stage, and I think IG dropped 1 game in group stage. So those
Yep.
two were the Titans, and the Navi, just excited the crowd by knocking IG out on winter bracket. Winter
Was-
bracket
that
final.
was
Awesome pudge hooks.
Wasn't that like 6 Chinese teams, 1 SEA, and then Navi?
I don't think there were that
Was
many.
that no?
But
No? I mean, Ice Frog does love inviting Chinese teams, so I might not be wrong.
Well.
I'm looking at you, Jack. Don't look at Lacoste. He can't save you now.
I mean, it seemed pretty justified at the time, right?
Nah, yeah, absolutely. For sure. No. But it just, life takes us many different ways, We're
Can't
like
wait to see which way you're about to
We're like
take
a
us right now.
river, and there's
Like a
always
river?
forks in the river.
Yeah.
There's one, the river Styx, and
Yeah.
then Styx the band. And I just love that band.
That is one of the
Domo
forks from the
Barigato,
river
Mr.
Styx.
Roboto.
Styx the band.
All right. On that note,
I believe we have a call-in happening. I want to say I just heard.
that
Oh,
gong means we
there's the
do.
gong.
I think that's the official ringtone.
Dun 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 dun. I thought it was Mortal Kombat.
Usually I think it's
Yo,
Mortal
hello,
Kombat.
PyCat, is that you? I hear you breathing.
I think. I think
you hear me?
it is.
Oh, yeah, hey, what's up, dude?
Hey, Pika, before we start, I've heard your wondrous American accent. You are now playing in NA Dota, so you can only speak in that accent. Cool?
I don't know.
King
I'm
demands.
gonna work on it.
No, yeah, you're good,
I'm gonna
PyCat.
work on it.
You're good. That was a 2-0 on Leviathan. That game 2 was pretty damn long. What were you thinking near the end there?
How do we actually just end this game?
Yeah,
It was kind of, it's like this blood right skill is pretty stupid. And with X.
How did you like pushing it to Blood Right and Nyx with Aghanim's? That seemed like a lot of fun, actually.
Didn't have anything against this BKB, so I felt like I jumped the base 4 or 5 times where I just popped BKB, did building damage, and then died at the end. But, you know.
yeah, you knew they couldn't really do anything to capitalize on that.
Yeah,
so it
they
worked
can't.
out, yeah. Exactly. So, I mean, it's a 2-0 versus Leviathan. You're probably feeling a little better. I mean, you don't have to say, but how are you guys feeling after that 0-2 to Infamous on your first day? Was it a little demotivating, or?
A bit. I think it was like our first official,
Yeah.
and obviously you want to win that first game. It feels good, but we kind of just started playing, and then we haven't had all that much time yet to play, so
Yeah, still practicing.
we're getting used to playing with each other and stuff.
That's good. Any of you guys got anything?
No, I mean it was a long one. the objective was clearly there at hand for the Dire to be able to close things out. We look forward to seeing you guys play a bit more. I know it's hard to kind of judge where you guys are going to be ending up in this league just based off 2 series, but
What are some of the teams that you're most excited to play against
Ooh.
or most intrigued by in this King's Cup?
That's a good question. I think is Cole in there?
Yeah, they've been dominating.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. I think it would be fun to play Cole, and maybe DC as well.
Yep. Who knows who's on their team, huh?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, for sure. And you did just play against one of North America's best, BSJ. Do you think you could learn anything from him as a carry player yourself?
Man, you know, it's all about the promo code.
It's all about the promo code, and they had 2 of them. Well, we appreciate your call, and Pycat. It's good, you know, seeing you back on track, getting that 2-0. I believe we'll see you again in about 3 days playing, so, you know, good luck there, bud.
Yeah, thanks.
thank you, Pycat.
Take care, man.
Thank you, guys.
Deuces.
All right, guys, that will conclude things for our first series. I think it's about time we head to a small break. Maybe we'll get a small bite to eat, but you guys do not go too far. When we return, we're going to be getting into our second series of the day, which is going to be a hype one, too. We got Complexity taking on VGJ Storm.
My goodness, I was scared, too. That's
Yeah.
going to be a hype game. I actually can't even... Whoa.
Keep it together, Grant.
All right, I'm good.
Before that, though, here is a small little tidbit pub report by yours truly. Check it out. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another edition of